how many? 38 of you. So without me and Shining, it will be 36. I think we have about 45 in the class because we are combining two batches across two semesters. So again, you to virtual real-time learning session. As you know, we, we love to have you at the campus and have this face-to-face. That would have been an amazing opportunity to get to know all of you. But circumstances are such that we can have virtual classes. But it's really better than not doing anything during this time because we are in a very different time, and all of us are getting used to this new normal. And in getting used to that new normal, this is the part of the new normal. Being able to do things virtually, uh, and as a uh, to introduce myself, I'm Dusty. You can call me Dusty as well, not a problem. And I've been with Next Campus for 13 years, right? 13 years from the start. And I've been lecturing for about 20 years. Yeah, actually, it's 20 years I have lectured so far. And I work for Heineken and Heineken Lanka as the managing director. And I really like to lecture on or facilitate on research methods, as well as um, leadership and strategy. So I actually do two subjects. For MSc, I do research methods, and for MBA, I do leadership. And so that's what I do, and that's what I like to do. Uh, okay. Uh, Shine, can you hear me?
Yes, Dusty, can hear.
Okay. So Sarala says that she can't hear anything. Is that okay now? Okay. Sarala, can you go out and come back again, please?
Sarala, I think you have to connect it to your mic.
No, I think she says she can't hear me.
Yes. I'll give a call to her, Dusty.
Yeah, I'll think I'll I'll tell her. I think she has to go out and come back. Will you check with her? Yes.
Sure, I'll
Uh,
do that.
I was saying that I what I do in my week days, and then what I do during weekends. Today I have actually three classes back to back. I'm starting with this class on research methods. Then after lunch I have a class with aviation management. That is about strategy and leadership. And in the evening from 4 to 6:30, I think I have a class with the MBA on strategic leadership and organizational transformation. Is this a good way to spend a Sunday? Um, it's nice to have a beer and relax, but I really like to work with our next generation and share our experiences and facilitate this kind of sessions. It really motivates us and it inspires us to do this. This is something that we like to do. So even from home or from next, this is something we enjoy doing. And we don't know how the situation will be. Um, we went into this virtual real-time virtual learning environment we call RTVL in mid-March with our previous batches, and from there we we continued through May without a single change in classes and single change in assignment deadlines, and there was no change at all, and everyone submitted their assignments on time. So I would say it's a massive achievement from our side and from our student side. And then when we are about to start, uh, and the next second semester also we ran in virtual learning. Last couple of weeks, I think 2 weeks ago, we had a few classes at Next. It was so nice to be back there. But again, we got the third wave coming out of Minuangode. So we had to come back to this mode. So I believe that, and I hope that I can meet some of you very soon, mm, virtually, more than that, physically, one to one, in the coming weeks. But we have to always see how the situation is, and safety first, and we need to demonstrate that. So, so that's how it will be. So today in class we have four groups, so to speak. We have MSc Supply Chain, those who have been with us in the last semester, and they have done 3 modules. And then we have MSc Supply Chain, new, almost 20 people who joined this semester in the October semester. We call it C15, cohort 15, and the previous batches cohort 14. So we have those two groups here today. And also project management, we have the C14 group who was there before and now who's coming together into this class. And so we have the new project management, I guess about 10 people who have joined us today. So if you look at, uh, we have two groups here, and you will soon see that module is very common. It's identical for both MSc Logistics and Supply Chain Management and MSc Project Management. So that's why you're together. And in a little while, I will explain why we combine the experienced batch and the new one together for this semester. So so that's the introduction. And also we are going to have a couple of activities, and you'll be put into groups, right, in Zoom. So try to work with the group that you have. We are not going to put friends together. We are going to have random groups and do classwork, but they are not the groups for assignments or whatever that comes later. That you can have separately, but this is only for the classes. Then the next point is, at any time if you don't hear me or if it's not clear, please uh, put something on the chat, and immediately something comes on the chat, I look at it so that we can sort out any issue. Uh, yeah, that's the little bit of housekeeping that we have. Mm. And I know that you some of you have challenging environments at home to listen to a full day lecture or uh, full day of classes. You have family, and lots of things happening on Sundays. So, but it's really good that um, we do something meaningful, and that we do something that is more worthwhile during 2020, right? So that's very important that we do that, because we need to make sure that this 2020 year is counted in some way and not go waste. And after 5 years, you don't want to say that 2020 was COVID year, and that's what it was. But I think you can be very proud and say that 2020 is a year I really like to count, and I did my MSc, and that really changed my life. I want to go back and show you something. Let me get that file. Mhm. Okay, MBA. Okay. Um, Let me open something. I want to uh, start this class uh, with something a little unusual. Um, Something unusual. Uh, don't worry about my study and what you see in the background. Uh, okay. Okay, I want to start today's class with a poem. Very unusual for a research class. But my very good friend Ria Leki, who lives in Singapore and who runs a very successful uh, consulting firm on people transformation in both in Singapore and in London, wrote this poem in April this year, when we were right in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. I want you to take 2 minutes and read this poem. Please read it. Okay, it's about the two storms, and I thought this poem. Uh, I thought this poem is very very good, and it's very close to what we are going through. Thank you for that comment. Can I ask any one of you to unmute yourself and tell me what you felt when you read this poem? Anyone? Can I ask, since you put a comment, Sajhan, can I ask you to say something?
Hi, Dusty. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Um, I think uh, reading the poem in the morning, it's exactly what I, as an individual, had to go through. I'm currently overseas and unable to return back home to my family, to my loved ones. But then, as a leader in my company, in my family, I had to, you know, I had to have an inner search to see what I have to do as a person. And
Mm-hmm.
then it struck that, without wasting my time in house, let's upgrade ourselves. And then
Mm,
education is one beautiful learning experience. It gives a lot of
mm,
inspiration and motivation. That's how I see education. And I was able to weather the storm, but the hurt is still there because you don't have control in what you do. Most of the time, you do not have control, but at least you have control within certain things in life.
mm,
But this is basically where you have lost control totally.
mm.
But understanding that reality is basically the new norm, so you need to embrace that wholeheartedly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, and I'm sure all of you feel something like that. And just to tell you a personal experience at Heineken, uh, we get used to five big risks. Five big risks. You know that companies do something called BCP, business continuity planning, and we were told, or globally we are told, to look at five things. This has been there for a long time. Number one was product recall. One day, if you have to recall your products from the market, how can you do that, right? How can you do that? Then the second one is a terrorist attack. Terrorist attack, and actually four things. First is product recall. Second is a terrorist attack. We were getting used to it being in Sri Lanka, and last year in 2019 with the Easter bombings, we really went through that, right? Then the third one was inaccessibility to office. That means you can't access the office. How do you run the operation? We have had a couple of floods, and we have not been able to uh, access the office, so we have gone through that. And the last one was communicable disease or a pandemic. When I looked at these four things, I personally never thought of a pandemic will ever come. And every time we had to get ready for a BCP, we said no, it's not happening. And till it became a reality last November, December, and even that we were saying no, it's a China issue, like SARS, it will go away. And but it hit us in March. And it completely changed how we look at things. And so I thought this poem is so nice. It talks about a visible storm outside, and also something invisible inside us. And that's the real inner storm. Uh, an outer storm, they'll find some vaccine, or either people will get used to it. But the inner storm is kind of giving us a time to be reborn, so to speak. And this time, like he said just now, lost, lonely, tensed, hurt, can't come to my family. Some people's their lives are completely upside down. Lots of people have lost their jobs. So it's a very, very difficult time. And at the same time, there is optimism in people, uh, thinking, okay, one day this should be over and we should be able to be uh, normal again, normal again. But this whole dent that we see in the world is not going to go away. Airlines are not going to operate the same way they operated earlier. I teach a class of 18 people in aviation management. And when I hear stories about how airlines are operating now and what has happened to the glorified Emirates and Qatar and Singapore Airlines, uh, it's very sad to hear that, right? So the whole idea is don't be in anticipation thinking that last December will come back. That I want to tell you. And last December is last December. That you lived that and you'll never have it again. So don't look at the world and look at yourself in the same way, right? And because that no longer exists. So I think so. Everyone's waiting for your new you, and uh, and it's something that that we need to be mindful. So that's how I want to start this session and put you in perspective of the journey. Some of you have come 3 months, 4 months in your journey, some are joining today. And so I want to bring you to some perspective. I also want to take you through this small intro. This was done for MBA, but it's worth for everyone. Uh, I know that we have international students as well, but majority are Sri Lankans. And you know what Sri Lanka is going through right now, right? We will soon become a good middle income country. We might have some few bumps on the way that we have to pay some debts. We have to get some issues sorted. But whatever happens, we are not a big economy, right? We are not a big economy. Our entire economy is about 90 billion, 90 billion dollars, right? That's the size of the economy, give and take. Yeah, and a company like Apple is worth about 500 billion. So Apple is like 6 times of Sri Lanka, and you will find that lots of global companies are uh, valued more than the Sri Lanka's GDP because we are a very small economy. But in that small economy, things are going to happen fast. Things are going to go well. There'll be lots of new job opportunities, right? Lots of new job opportunities for capable people, right? So that's something that we can be happy about. But unfortunately, unfortunately, IQ is used to measure the how clever people are, how brainy people are, right? Intelligent quotient. Um, we are not very well placed in terms of IQ. Out of 184 countries surveyed, we are at 136th place. So pretty low in the IQ ranking, and these are like the top ones, right? In terms of IQ, and our IQ is about 78. Now, when you look at these numbers, you know where 78 is. So, and also when you look at this scale here, right? The dark blue is if you're really good in your IQ. So blue means good, and when it becomes yellow, it's halfway there. So Sri Lanka is somewhere here. Sri Lanka is somewhere here, and uh, and that's quite low levels of IQ. Now, we like to say that we are very intelligent nation, but I think that's all political talk. We are not, right? So we are somewhere here in terms of intelligence at 78. If you go down a little bit further, that means you're really getting into this space, which is the African space. But having said that, Africa is catching up very fast. So we are not a very intelligent nation by nature. That has to do with our education system and how we are challenged or how we learn things, because we learn still everything from what the teacher says, and then we study for exams. It's a very outdated model that we have. So that means we produce less intelligent people in our country. So so how do you reconcile this, the high growth and low intelligence? So it's a real mismatch, and that's where you see that lots of foreigners coming to work here and head companies and head departments and divisions, because sometimes we don't have the needed capability in Sri Lanka, right? Uh, and the other thing is, lots of people, I would say, yeah, I will again use that word, lots of people want what? Uh, easy way out. Easy way out. How do I get through, and how do I get an MBA the easiest way? Because I'm only interested about the letters. I'm only interested about the letters. How do I get this? Have I developed myself to that level? Not really. I'm not worried about that. So, so two questions come. I ask this question always in class. Uh, um, yeah, we don't have the needed capability for a couple of reasons. One is, as I said, the education system, and what we see today is what we didn't do right 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, or 40 years ago. And the type of education we had in the 80s and the 90s, we are paying for it today. Uh, if if you have family friends in Australia, up to about grade 7 or level 7, they don't have exams. If you look at Scandinavia, which is again a good best practice in terms of early childhood education, they have such a lot of different ways of educating people. Uh, to think creatively, to solve problems rather than learning something off a book or a note, uh, and repeating that at the exam. And those who do well become doctors and engineers. Uh, so the big problem is from small days, how do you get people to think critically, not criticize, but critical thinking, and and uh, uh, this whole critical thinking is about uh, the whole learning agility that we say. I'll talk a little bit about learning agility as we go along. This company called Korn Ferry, who's one of the top leading consulting firms for human capital in the world. If you search Korn Ferry, Kornferry, they have researched over and over again and said successful people have one thing in common: learning agility. Learning agility. Uh, our education system does not provide learning agility. It does not provide this learning agility, right? So, so that's partly the answer to your question, uh, why we are like this. And for some reason, we have the islander mentality also. Nothing affects us, and nothing matters to us. We are not a very competitive nation, and because of that, our approach to life is how do I uh, do it the most easiest way. You see this in every strata in the society. Someone is very happy to import something, keep a small margin, and sell without sweating too much. Uh, some people, rather than working 8 hours, they really like to drive a trishaw and idle for 6 hours on the road and just park and wait and use your smartphone and only work for 2 hours. So that's where the whole tendency is, and we are promoting that. Promoting that. So coming back to this, um, how much has your company grown in the last 5 years? Right? How much is it? 15% per year, 20% per year, right? So companies grow, but the key question is, has your capability grown? Has your capability grown in the same level as your company? And the company is growing, right? Uh, get another color. Hope this will work. Company is growing, but your capability is not growing. Then what happens? This is what happens. So many layoffs today, and so many people are thinking, what do I do? So this is where this whole discussion about upskilling and reskilling. How do you continuously upskill yourself? Uh, the the youngest that we have had in our master's classes would have been about 22 years, right? Just after uni, some have joined and said, I want to do a master's. Youngest would have been about 22, but our normal average is about 30 to 40 years. But the oldest that we have had in our master's class is 62, right? Uh, 62, well-known entrepreneur in Sri Lanka, said, I have given my businesses to my children, but now I want to learn something to see how what I know is right. in life. So real time for us to develop, and and this this thing of developing. Earlier companies used to develop us, but now the ownership is really in us to develop ourselves, to avoid getting through this kind of thing. So if you look at those who predict the future, right? Uh, this they were predicting till 2020 because this is a little bit dated, but this is still valid. The whole reskilling and upskilling of ourselves. Uh, how do you reskill ourselves? That means, okay, with COVID, with what happened, supply chains are growing. I was in finance. How do I reskill myself to supply chain? I was in finance, but the world is going in big data analytics. How do I reskill myself to big data analytics, and how do I play a role in that? But if you're in supply chain and if you think, okay, I want to stick to supply chain, how do you upskill myself? How do you get my skill levels higher? Because finally, all of us have like 24 hours a day. That's not going to expand. And in that 24 hours, you need to pack a lot of things into that. And there was a time that people said, my uh, work life, my professional life, my personal life, my family life, right? You know what? All this is one life, and you have 24 hours. This is all one life. And don't ever do anything that you don't enjoy. Don't do anything that you don't enjoy, because because uh, because it's one life. And all these lives are today interconnected. You work from home. You have family at home. You you now study or develop yourself from home, right? And it's all one. Earlier Sunday was God's day, and you don't do anything, family time, have fun. But today you're studying, you're developing yourself. So how do you manage these 24 hours? The only way to do that is to be more productive. That's the only way. Be more productive. If you think you're spending too much time on Excel, take an Excel class, so that what you do in 15 minutes can be done in 5 minutes, right? Upskill yourself in that. Or if you think you're not good in PowerPoint, I don't want to learn PowerPoint, give it to a younger person to do. And do things that you are good at. Because 24 hours, although you don't have 24 hours, you need to sleep at least uh, 7-8 hours, isn't it? Don't sleep less. Sleeping more is good. For 8 hours. Uh, so you got to be, and you need time to exercise. You need time with your family. You need time to work. You need time to develop yourself. So how do you become more productive in this whole game? Is a good question that we want you to ask. And look at this. These were the skills that were important in 2015. And this is what's important today. And this is what you should be focusing on. This is what you should be focusing on. what you should be focusing on, because that's going to be the future. But just look at this. Uh, if you look at something like this, people management, quality control, uh, where is it now? Do you have uh, do you have quality control here? You have quality control here. Quality control has completely gone. It's not that quality control is important, less important. It's mechanized, automated. Quality control was important when people were handling these things, so the processes could not be controlled properly, so you had to bring quality control. Today manufacturing processes are entirely automated and it's run in Siemens panels. No one is meddling with the equipment or doing mixing stuff and saying 2 tablespoons here, 3 liters there. No, it's all automated. Everything is automated. I remember 10, 15 years ago in a brewery, you make beer, and to get alcohol at 4.5 or 4.8%, it's such a difficult thing. Someone who's very skillful goes and tastes and makes sure the alcohol level is 4.5 around that, and you make a perfect beer. Today, just put 4.5 on the machine, it dilutes water and beer to the level, it's exactly to the last three decimals, 4.5%. Quality control, right? So, a lot of these mechanical, repetitive stuff is being automated. We are talking about robotic lot, and we think it's a mechanical robotics that is playing a big part. And when somebody says in a restaurant waiters are small robots, people say wow. But robotics are not only limited to mechanical stuff. I mean, all of you know that uh, RPA, robotic process automation, that is happening. Even some of the things that are done online is taken over by robotic operations. And whatever the mundane tasks that are done in finance, HR, or back office things are going to be taken over by robotics, automation. But if you look at what are we looking at for 2030? Judgment and decision making. Are you able to, even with AI telling you something, even with all of this available, can you make certain decisions? Fluency of ideas. Can you come with new ideas, accept new ideas? Look at this. Active learning. This whole classroom learning is gone. We used to go abroad like 5, 6 times a year for various meetings and trainings. Next year, year after, don't ever expect for your companies to bring you together and do trainings in Manila and Dubai and in Amsterdam and in London. All gone. Everyone has introduced learning management systems which are really LinkedIn learning, all YouTube type of Netflix type of learning that you have. And these are all small nuggets of 10 minutes, 20 minutes videos, exercises that you're supposed to do on the go. There is no time to sit and learn today. And are you being fluent with those systems, the real Netflix type of learning, and developing yourself, right? So, learning strategies. So all these are uh, all these are important for 2030. So think about how do you have a long lasting career. I mean, just I want you to look at this transition. After 5 years in 2020, what you were good at in 2015 doesn't matter anymore. In 2030, 10 years down the line, what you were good at, you're not needed anymore. But if you look at our parents and grandparents, they joined the company, they stayed in that company for a long time till they retire. Their school or degree was enough for them to get through entire life. But today, not enough. Degree is just a stepping stone. And then these specialized masters are becoming a necessity. Every 5 years, you might be doing a specialized masters, or even before, to upskill yourself and reskill yourself. When the entire organization becomes data driven marketing, data driven sales, data driven manufacturing, how do you not know digital transformation? How do you not know that area, right? So very important, right? So I'm not going to play this video, but just come here. If you look at this OECD is the more apex body in the world who does research on education. I want you to look at this. Look at this. Knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values. You need all these three things, and three things put together becomes competencies, becomes action. I'll tell you this again. Finally, companies want results. Companies don't want certificates. Companies don't want certificates. No, you can go and show your certificate, but companies want action, or companies want they want results. They want results. People who can do things, right? People who can do things, not say things. People who can do things, action. Your ability to perform, comes through competencies, what we call a competency. That means you are competent. You are competent to perform as a world-class procurement manager. You're competent to perform as a world-class logistics manager. You're competent to perform as a demand planner, supply chain controller. You are competent. That means you can produce results. You can produce results. This competency, what makes you competent is knowledge. Knowing what and knowing how. Disciplinary knowledge, interdisciplinary knowledge, practical knowledge. Disciplinary knowledge, knowing about supply chain as a specialist, knowing about project management as a specialist. But there's no point knowing supply chain without knowing little bit about sales and marketing, finance, people management, because you need interdisciplinary knowledge and you need to have practical knowledge what's happening out there in the industry, right? And skills. How do you put this knowledge into practice? How do you put this knowledge into practice, right? Social and emotional skills. If we have time, let's push some emotional intelligence and about self-awareness into our MSc. in research methods, completely extra knowledge, right? Physical and practical skill. I have known this by doing it. This is why organizational training is today considered as 70-20-10 principle. 10% formal classroom type learning, like today, formal learning. Learning from others, talk to others. What have you done better? Can I borrow your best practice? Can I talk to other companies? Can I talk to other colleagues? Can I learn from them? And the third one is learning by doing. So 70% is about learning by doing. Can I learn something in the MSc? Can I put that into use? We have had students from MAS and lots of other companies. So one day, this MSc supply chain student said, Dusty and some of the other lecturers at Next, you have to come to Slimline and you have to see what I did with the knowledge I got. Uh, I I put that knowledge into real inventory management. I reorganized Slimline inventory completely based on this knowledge. You have to come and see. So you need to put this into practice. And the third one is attitudes and values. Very, very important. Let's do a values exercise later. We have a very interesting values exercise that we do at Next. We'll do that. Mindset. Mindset. Willing to learn, willing to unlearn, being open and saying, look, there is something out there and I need to be open and learn from it. I don't know everything, and how do I learn a different perspective? If you can put these three together and make yourself competent, and then you'll be able to perform. Whenever you think your performance is coming down, go back to this again and then think, okay, how do I upskill and reskill myself and again come back to become competent? Because this whole cycle uh, diminishes, goes away with what's happening out there. So that's what we call this whole competency based learning. No point having a driving license. Um, some people we know have the driving license, the MBA, very, very keen to get the certificate and say, wow, I'm done. But how many of them say, I have the driving license, but I can't reverse? I have the driving license, but I can't drive in the highway, I'm scared. I have the driving license, I can't drive at night. So there's no point having a driving license if you can't drive on the highway. So license is just to say that you have passed, you are competent, but you need to prove that in practice. And it's so easy to see someone who has taken the driving license from the back door. Very easy to see on the road, and very easy to see a person who's really competent in driving. Yeah. So this is where we like to play a role at Next, and this whole comfort zone. People are in comfort zone, and moment they go to this, moment uh, they go to this, they come running back again because fear zone is not a place to be. lot of people, comfort zone is so good to be, and we all like comfort zone, right? Fear zone, we worry about what others say, we find excuses, we lack self-confidence, so we quickly run back to the comfort zone in life. But if you really want to get to this growth zone where you achieve your objectives, dreams, make your dreams a reality, you need to cross the fear zone, get to the learning zone. You have to get to the learning zone. Dealing with new challenges and problems, very messy, you don't like it. Gaining new skills and experience, expanding your comfort zone. So I really want to congratulate you for coming to the learning zone. And it's very nice in life to be in between these two always. Go be in learning zone, growth zone, come back to learning zone, growth zone. But what happens is generally what happens is over time you get here. Over time you get here. Get here. So even I realized uh, I did my master's in the early 2000s. And after so many years, I was thinking, wow, I'm in a comfort zone. I'm doing well in terms of career. I'm heading Heineken. We run next. And we have another company that we do research. So life is pretty good, comfort zone. Then I thought, what should I do into the future? Then I thought, either I have to be good in technology area or I have to be good in people. And that's how in 2017 I got myself doing uh, uh, if in 2017 I thought, okay, I need to do something about myself. I'm in this comfort zone, right? Comfort zone. So I uh, registered for my second master's mm, in INSEAD campus in Singapore. So for almost 2 years, 1.5 years, every 2 months, I went to Singapore for 5 days for a residential study session and came back. So for 1.5 years, I did that. Every 2 months, I go to Singapore and come back. And in 2019, I completed my master's in coaching and consulting for change. And I thought, wow, I I need to invest in myself for the next 10 years. And it cost me 10 million rupees. And 10 million rupees, can you do a lot of other things? Yes, of course. But I thought that's the best investment I can make because I can make many more millions in the future, but you need to really invest in yourself. Mm, Lots of people want to invest in these. Shelf life of this is just 1 year or 2 years. I use this because company gives it free. Um, but don't invest in things where the value comes down. Invest in things where value goes up, right? So I really thought the 2 years I spent was very, very good. And learning about change management was a huge opportunity for me. So similarly, you have come here now. You guys are here, and I really like to congratulate you in coming to this learning zone, right? Which is very good, right? Which is very good, and and our next campus, our model is built on this. Our model is built on this. We don't do this for money really, because if we do this for money, we can run it differently. So we do it because change some of you, not all of you, because all of you are not willing to change. If all of you are willing to change, we like to do that. And so our entire business model at Next is built on getting people to cross here and getting people from comfort zone to growth zone. That's our that's our business model. That's what I said. I don't mind spending my entire Sunday uh, sitting and talking to you because I feel I can make a change. And it's our job also to take you through the fear zone and tell you doing a master's now is not a problem at all. Uh, so many stories to tell and so little time. Right next to our next campus, there is a tea broking firm called Asia Siaka. Uh, so they always see what we are doing and they're very curious. And one day, one of the directors walked in and said, "You know something? I want to do a master's." We said, "Wow, why do you want to do a master's?" No, before my daughter gets qualified, I want to do a master's. Now she's doing an undergrad, and soon she'll do a master's. Before that, Dusty and Kodu, I need to do a master's. Is it okay? Uh, that's a uh, that's a new motivation that we found. We haven't come across that before, but you can come and join. He said, because I'm in tea brokering industry, I'll do supply chain. He said, okay, come and do supply chain. Like this, I still remember in autumn, on the new side, autumn class, State came into my research class. So here is this quite a senior person in class. After 3, 4 classes, he came up and said, 3 classes, I want to give up. I don't understand any of this bullshit that you're talking about, research. I want to give up. And real fear zone mentality. And I said, it's okay. My daughter can do whatever. I'm going back to where I was. So we said, hang on, look here. You have come for a couple of classes. You paid for it. And wait, do, have a little patience. We have 10 classes. Don't judge the book by the cover. 3 classes. Come and just be there. So time went, and we really helped people to find research topics, start their research. And at the end of it, he came and said, wow, I really like to do this. I'm really passionate, not because of my daughter. I really want to do well. Now, here is a man who wasn't interested, who thought I have not done studies after my school, only I have gone through my company training and said, you know what, I want to go for a distinction. He said, wow, that's super. And he selected a very nice topic: post harvest handling and product quality in tea. How these tea plucking women pluck tea and how they put into a basket and bring it up to the point that post harvest handling of tea, how it impacts on quality of tea. First ever research done in Sri Lanka, although the industry is 100 and 200 years old. First time a research was done on among tea pluckers, uh, post-harvest handling on product quality. He took the research to Senkum, Salakeli, and Tea Board. They both said publish as a national research. Now that's the kind of work that we like to do. That's the learning zone and that's the growth zone that we want you to be in, right? This is not a game of dishing out certificates and say, wow, the certificate, go and show it, and if you want, you can get a job from it. So it's not that. And so based on that, we have this values built, and our whole thing is about upskilling and reskilling you. So if you're ready for that journey, we are ready. And when you tell us stories about you, uh, that's our return really. And you will see there are many stories, and that stories are about changing lives. And if we can change some lives, make sure that you do better personally, professionally, in life. Um, this guy was my training manager at Heineken. He later promoted as head of sales. He did the MBA. After the MBA, he came and said, "Dusty, I have something to tell you, something very, very difficult to tell you. I want to leave." I said, "Okay." And I can't leave, but I have to leave. Pizza Hut called me to be their COO, and 3.5 times salary. 3.5 times salary. So I said, why I should go? Good designation, uh, global company, and who can say no to 3.5 times salary? These are the stories that we like to hear from you. That you're doing well, you're running companies, yeah, that you're running supply chains in Sri Lanka, you're running projects in Sri Lanka, and that you have stories to tell us. So, some of you have asked for this presentation. Shiny will share this presentation with everyone because there are some decent thoughts in this presentation. Yeah. All right. So that's little bit about what we do and what we plan to do. Any
Uh,
questions or
uh,
any?
I have a question to you, Dusty. I'm Ilham, and I'm working as the assistant manager for digital channels for DFCC Bank.
All
So
right.
currently, I'm managing the latest upcoming online banking and mobile banking platform due to be released in February. So my question is like now various people comes across various I mean especially during this time financial difficulties, like you see their pay grade commitments, and then again when it comes to studies, so to get qualified and then again attend classes, and nowadays education also has got quite expensive. So how can a person in that such a stage manage all these and also get qualified at the same time? Because sometimes many individuals who are skilled enough to come to this level, they digit with this, due to this situation they step back
Hmm.
sometimes. So how can such a person step forward and do this and go to the next levels?
Yeah. It all depends on how you prioritize. How you prioritize. Uh, and I know that lots of people have commitments, but at the same time, if you really want to only upskill yourself and reskill yourself, there is such a lot of free content today, which was not there 20 years ago, right? If you go to Udemy or Coursera, most of it is free, but you will not get a certificate, but you can become capable and you can follow that. Um,
But
uh,
the question is like, sometimes when we are, let's say you wanted to do a change of job, the first
yeah.
thing that the HR or somebody is like, before they see the success in your present role with projects that you can prove to others. They just
Yeah.
want the the paper that you are qualified. So this is where the biggest stitch in the recruitment currently.
Yes. Yeah. So my response to that would be, uh, how do you prioritize your investments in life? Now, today, if someone wants the MSc that you're doing, can be done like can be done like how much? Say, uh, let me tell you a figure. Yeah, it's can be done like 20,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees a month if you take a education loan. You might pay that for 3 years, right? Um, so it depends on whether you can take a loan of 600,000-700,000 rupees and pay it monthly, but 25,000 a month. But the nice thing about that is uh, the whole concept of assets and liabilities. That is why people say it's okay to take a housing loan or a loan on a property. You take something for 1 million, but you pay interest on that. But after 5 years or 10 years, the property is valued much more than your current capital and your interest you have paid. So you have a really appreciated asset. But if you take a loan to buy this, that's a very, uh, not a very clever idea, because you have paid interest on this, and after that, the value of this asset has gone down, right? Now, education is something, an asset like that, if you can put some money, even if you pay interest, if you can really upskill yourself, you have the chance to go for a better job. And normally, when you change jobs in a normal time, you can expect a 30% change in your remuneration. So now the times might be a little different, but but I can tell you, uh, the first bonus I got in my life, I spent on a computer, entire bonus, because I thought I need to learn computers. That time also computers the same price like today. Computer prices haven't changed yet, but our income has changed. So I think it's a matter of prioritizing, and a lot of our students change jobs during the MSc and some after the MSc. Um, yeah. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Comments?
Hi, Dusty.
Yes.
Hi, Dusty. I'm Saman. Right now in Fiji Islands in the Pacific region. So let
Okay.
me my story. I'm a student of Next for 5 years ago. So
Yes.
I was in the fourth batch of postgraduate Fiji. Postgraduate diploma in supply chain,
Yes.
2014 and 2015. So my story is I did an investment in Next to do my postgraduate. So I had a fear that whether my investment will be successful or not because of I had a
Okay.
job, so I had to manage my life, my education both by uh, sharing the same salary. So once I complete my postgraduate diploma, the next day I got offer for this country three years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, so 5 times of the salary I expected in that day. So I'm in Fiji Island for now. This is my 4th year. So I couldn't even
Okay.
participated for my convocation in the postgraduate. I had to come back to Sri Lanka to collect the certificate from
Congratulations. Yes.
Kumutu that time, 2018. So that is the investment I have done. So the thing is, that is a success I have achieved. So so now I again joining with the next campus. There's a reason behind. So I came to PG as a manager, as an inventory manager. So within 2.5 years,
Inventory management.
inventory manager. So I was working for Lodestar as a material controller.
Okay.
So I got the offer for as an inventory manager for home and living. I mean, the Vinod Patel. This is the biggest hardware company in the Pacific region. So I'm the
Okay.
head of inventory that time. And when I look at the second slide of you, for last 5 years, have your company has improved? And the second one is have yourself is improved. So
Okay.
I can probably say yes, myself and the company has improved. The things
Yeah.
I have implemented by using the knowledge I got from Next. So as a tree, I mean, I got another promotion as a retail system manager. Since
Okay.
moving towards to automation. So like what you said, if you compare our job opportunities in 10 years back and next 10 years, the expectations of the company are changed. I mean, it's different. So
Very true.
yes. So my point is I have to find my strategies in this company, how to automate the process, how to simplify the process. So we have done something. So by using that knowledge. So the reason I joined with Next for this time because of whether I mean I want to do something special for the company again because of the results are there. So that's why I always give the priority for my education. So that's the must. And
Thank you. Some
yeah,
inspiring story.
yeah. And I was the employee of the year 2 years ago. I mean, it's in the company. So that is another thing I have achieved because of the investment. I mean, the knowledge I have invested for the company. So true story. I mean, so if someone says that the investment we are doing for education it's not good, we have to do investment for some properties, keep some money in the banks. No, you just do investment for the education, then you can see the results. So I mean, I can see that I achieve my targets. I mean, I have had a goal to achieve some target within a certain period. So thanks for Next. I mean, the Next campus, the things I have done 5 years ago, now I have the results.
Wow. Saman, thank you very much for that inspiring story, and these are the kind of stories that we like to hear. And I think you said something valid. Rather than keeping money in the bank, I think that's a very nice story. A very nice story to uh, very nice story to think about. Uh, I think the you need to put the investment in the right place, and sometimes we think 10%, 20% ROI, but education ROI is like 300%, 1000%, 500%.
Yeah.
If you really go through that process. Um yeah, and it's great that you remembered my second slide. Has your company grown? How much has it grown in the last 5 years?
Yeah. So let me share. Yeah. I last 3 years. I explained how the company grew.
Hmm.
So we had 20 branches in 2017.
Yeah.
So now we have 28 branches.
Hmm.
28 branches. So number of employees we have employed, we have increased by 20%. And the cost reduction, inventory reduction is 15%. So because of the knowledge we carry to, myself, the knowledge we brought to Fiji. Because of in this company, there are 15 Sri Lankans working for. So each and every person is the head of the department. So finance manager from Sri Lanka, even though our HR manager, auditors. So these 15 members of team, they are the team who built up, who grew this company for last 16 years.
Okay.
So I joined recently. So the thing is, so we had the knowledge when I was in Sri Lanka, but there was no place to invest our knowledge.
That's
So
true.
yeah, that's why I decided, okay, I'll move to Fiji, invest my knowledge. There's outcome, so I can see the result. So that's why I'm myself. Even though my career also grown, and I always think outside the box. What is the best practice for the company? That's why we still in number one in this in Pacific region in the hardware business.
That's very good. Thank you. Okay. Uh, and also the point that we can make is if your company is growing 15% a year, 15% CAGR means in 5 years you will double the business. The question is, will you double your capability in 5 years? So that's what I want you to really think about. So let's move to first session. There are a couple of more things to share, but I'll share as we go along. Okay, so coming back to our discussion, this is how supply chain looks like, right? This is how supply chain looks like. So some of you who are in the class have finished semester 2 and come back to semester 1. But those who joined fresh today, you're starting with straight away semester 1. So you'll be doing resource management, procurement and contract law, and research methods. So if you look at MSc supply chain, MSc supply chain, again, right? MSc supply chain, again, you have these 3 subjects as the common subject. So those who have done project management before, so those who have done project management, you did this and you have come here. Those who have come fresh, you have straight away come to this semester. So the 3 subjects are common. The 3 subjects are common between project management and supply chain. So if I stack it up together, right? These 3 subjects, the semester 1 is common to everyone, right? And so supply chain guys will do this, project management guys will do this as the second semester. So that's the difference. Now, don't worry about that. But what I want you to really see is this. Why have we marked this research methods and the final dissertation as in red? I'll tell you about that. And also I will tell you a little bit about what this 20 credit means. 20 credit means, just 1 minute. Sharing. Okay, so I'll tell you what this 20 credit means. Um, Generally, if you look at uh, undergraduate, is what we call 360 credits. We have 3 years, 120 credits each. That's why undergraduate is 3 years typically. Then master's level, normally we have 180 credits. Again, it has 3 sections. Semester 1 is generally called PG certificate, PG diploma, and masters. 60, 60, 60. And if you go into a doctoral level, PhD or DBA, this is 540 credits. Now, typically, 1 credit means 10 hours of study. So what you're signing up today is for 1,800 hours of study. And this 10 hours of study is not classroom studies. Maybe out of these 2 hours can be classroom, 2 hours can be self-study, 2 hours can be in a group, 2 hours doing an assignment, another 2 hours doing something. So it can be a range of activity, but you're putting yourself into this amount of study, because then only you go through a development cycle where you improve your skills and knowledge and your what we call the competency, right? That's how you improve. So although you have say 2.5 hour classes, outside this class you will have group work, you will read a little bit, you will do assignments, you will do group discussions. So that social learning, coming as a group and discussing a particular topic, all these are included in the that 10 hours per credit. So if you look at this, each of these modules have 20 credits, so roughly 200 hours of learning, right? And this research methods is connected to your final master's project, 15,000 word dissertation. This is equivalent to 3 subjects or 3 modules, right? Each of this is 20, this is 60. That means this is equivalent to 3 subjects. So whatever you learn in research methods, you will extend that to your final dissertation. That's why um, when you do the research module methods with me and do the assessments, you need to think about your final research as well. Because if you go down here and try to change, this will be wasted. So that's why we kind of select topics that you can live with for your final dissertation. And the other thing is, the subject that I'm doing, although it's 20 credits, it is also connected to this. So out of 180, what you're doing with me accounts for 80 credits, because there is no teaching for your final dissertation. Um, with the knowledge that you gather from the research methods module, you'll be doing the final dissertation. So that's why this module is very important. Then the question is, why do you have a research methods module in in uh, in MSc? See, the idea is uh, business problems are not theory. Business problems are not theory, right? And we rarely we rarely can use theory in office, but theory can help you to look and solve business problems. Theory helps you to look at things in a different perspective, helps you to look at business problems in a different perspective. It gives you a kind of a framework to tackle something, right? Gives you a framework to tackle something. So that's why we learn about theory. And the other thing is, business problems are different each time. No single business problem comes the same way, right? So the idea is, rather than looking at different business problems, we need to learn a method of solving business problems. Solving business problems. A way of solving business problems, right? So that's why we have a module of research, right? Because we need to equip you, we need to make sure that you are able to solve different business problems, right? And as this slide says, most of the time we see symptoms, but there is no point treating the symptoms. You need to find the root cause and treat the root cause with the right solution, right? So research is about finding out what you don't see on the surface. How do you find out what's not seen in the surface, right? So that's why we need the right methodology, right? Ways of finding out. That's why we take you through and make like 1/3 of the entire MSc a research module, because you need to experience yourself. How do I look at these problems with a different perspective? And I always say this, our MSc or master students, what we want to develop is a night vision. We want you to develop night vision. Night vision means you can see in the night, not literally. What this means is you can see what others can't see. Now, if you see the same picture as others can see, then there is no point. You should see a different version. You should see a different perspective. That's why we need to develop night vision, so that you start seeing a different perspective than others. Then only you will see, let's examine the problem, let's examine the opportunity in a different perspective. And this night vision is something that we want you to really develop through this master, right? And finally, develop an inquisitive mind. Be curious in life till you die, right? Be curious. Question, why is it happening? I need to find out what's behind this, right? Curiosity, inquisitive mind, not to just go along with things, but to question, but to see what's behind. Can I see a different picture? But when we talk about research, this is the kind of reaction we get from students. And when they join, some of them ask, Is there a dissertation? Is there a research? Uh, can't we do without a dissertation? Uh, and this is the kind of reaction we get from students, or rather, this is how they see research. Not that we get this reaction from students. This is how they see research. But my job is to make research like this, right? My job is to make your research like this, and we have done this many a times. That's why we have this 10 classes to take you through research methods, and also to make it quite manageable for you. So we support you and typically make it easy for you. All right. So in terms of learning outcomes, I think this is in your Moodle already, the specs of the module, right? So we'll be learning about the conceptual nature of research philosophies and methods, how to do a literature review, right? Uh, how to design a academic poster, right? And using research methods, and then how to select the right research methods and develop your professional skills in research ethics. So this is how the 10 classes will go on. So this is how the 10 classes will go. So today is more of an introduction, and you see that from session 7 I have made it red, and up to session 6 I have kept it black. Now this particular module, I'll explain why this is, because you have the research methods module and the dissertation. So this is the RM module and this is the dissertation. So up to 6 is really needed for this RM module to get through. And 7 to 10 is needed for your dissertation. So we'll be covering this during our research methods class, but you will put them to use during the dissertation. You will only use 1 to 6 to get through this module. But we'll be covering all 10 sessions because this will become later important to you in your dissertation. Right? Okay. So let's get into and is this class what we are discussing is very interesting. It's interesting to me because I like research. I don't know how it will be for you, but a couple of our students have said, I want to do a PhD, and they're really inspired by research methods. So I hope we can inspire you. In terms of how do you get assessed for this particular module, this is for the research methods module, right? We have 2 assignments for this particular module. One, you have to do an individual poster presentation. This is a A3 poster, individual poster presentation, and then you have to do an individual report review. This is a literature review. This is 2,500 words literature review, and you have to do a individual post. I think important to these deadlines. Deadlines are deadlines. After that date, you're dead, right? 9th January, end of day, you have to submit the individual poster. 9th January 2021, and possibly 10th January we'll have the presentation, right? And 24th January 2021, end of day, Sri Lanka time. I think very important for us to say what time it is. It's LK time. We have to submit the literature review. So this is due on 9th January. This is due on 24th January 21. So don't think it's next year. It is next year, but it's still a couple of months away, right? So it's like almost 3 months away. Okay. Shiny, are you there?
Yes, Dusty, I'm here.
Yeah, somebody is saying that the deadline is different in the Modi.
The dates are correct, Dusty, but the timing is 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Dates are right, correct, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. 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 Uh, that's the answer to that. Moodle is always right. Yeah. So go with the Moodle. Okay. And okay. So per poster you get poster you get 25 marks, and literature review you get 75 marks. And this is how the poster gets marked. Oral presentation 30, visual display 20. That means, is it a sexy poster? And academic reference is 25, and defense means if he asks you questions, how you defend, it's 25 marks. Literature review, this is how you get marks, but we'll talk about it more, right? And what is an academic poster? It's a A3 poster summarizing your literature review. So it's the same thing. Literature review is the detailed report, and poster is the summary version of it. And you'll be asked to present for 10 minutes, either on Zoom or in person. And we ask you a few questions. Typically, this is recorded for university purposes. If you can present to us and take us through in a clear way and say, this is my story, this is the problem I'm going to look at, and this is my literature review, then it's okay. And there are detailed guidelines how to do a poster and how to do a literature review. So there are friendly guides that we have prepared, and there are so many examples at Next Campus for supply chain as well as project management, so that we have you can look at them. There are no secrets. You can look at what good work looks like, right? So A3 poster done in PowerPoint or whatever, but one poster, one single one, nice colorful ones. We have some good examples at Next, right? So the idea is you don't put all your information into the poster. You know that you will be presenting, so key points are in the poster, half comes out in your presentation. just want to tell you your final research project. Ah, it hasn't changed. Your final research project will look like this. We'll have these chapters, and there is also a literature review there, right? And there is an introduction there. So we are starting with that here in your literature review, and you do a literature review like this, right? And both these can be taken directly to your final dissertation that we do. So what you do, the literature review and your dissertation, it's a continuation of the work that we do. So that's where it's important for us to brainstorm and identify the research topics that you plan to do, so that you can continue that to your final dissertation. Now, some of the people who have been with us already one semester, they'll do the dissertation right after this semester. But those who join this time in October, you'll do a second semester and come back to the dissertation the semester after. So you'll have a gap in between. Whichever way, it's important that we have continuity from the current work that we do. Okay, so in terms of essential reading, this book Saunders is the one that we work with. Electronic copy of this book is available in the Moodle. If you don't have that in the Moodle, please ask Shiny, she'll give it to you. I suggest that it might be over 500 pages, but if you can get a printout of this book is going to help you a lot in our research methods module as well as the dissertation. It's a very nice book, and BCU uses Saunders book for research methods. So if you can, again, another small investment, get a printout of this and keep it bound so that you can refer to it easily. So that's what we have. That's what we have. And okay, so there is a request for us to come on video and introduce each one, which is a very nice thing to do. And then we break in for a small exercise. So who wants to go first? Anyone can start.
Hello, good morning, guys. Hello, I am Sanjay. Hello, all hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Yeah, you are clear.
Yeah, actually, I'm Sanjay. I am working in Fontera Brands Lanka as an assistant manager in supply relations in Indicate Supply Chain Division. I'm very exciting about this course and very happy to engaging with you all. That's brief introduction about myself.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Next.
Hi, I'm Ilham, and I'm quite excited about this course because currently I think I'm on the one of the most demanding industries. I'm managing the online and mobile banking channels and trying to cater customers as much control as possible in their banking terms while we ensure security, minimize branch visits, and give them the technological platform to cater their own needs, then come into a branch or visit. So I'm quite excited about this course as well, and to get the qualified and learn new methods to apply in my working role. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. When you introduce yourself, please mention whether you have been with Next in the last semester or new, and whether
I was there
or
during 2009 when you all were at Havelock Road, and I was following Sim. So yeah, and that time, I got an opportunity to move to Dubai. So
okay.
and I moved to Dubai. I was not able to complete it. Yeah,
All right. Welcome back.
thank you.
Okay. Next.
Hi, hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Shah Jahan Bakman. This is my second semester. I'm
Okay.
currently the Chief Executive Officer for Skyport Logistics. I'm actually, the objective is to upscale the business because I've been in logistics and supply chain for the last 20 years. So it's an opportunity to learn and upscale the business, as well as it brings a lot of happiness because education, the journey of education and learning brings a lot of happiness. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back and see Dusty again because I think I saw Dusty when I was in ABS.
Okay. Wow.
So that's about myself and the company I work for. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Hi everyone, I am Anuradha. I'm new to Next. I'm really impressed, especially with Dusty, this upskilling and reskilling. I work for a shipping company. I'm in shipping background. Look forward to have a good journey with Next.
All right, Anuradha.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am Tilan Vijayarupa. Actually, I work for the company called JFNI Packaging. I did my master's with Next in MGU, batch 10. And then I'm from the quality assurance. I work as a senior manager, quality assurance and strategic development. The reason I have selected the logistic and supply chain to diversify my knowledge. So I am heading for a new area on my company. So I have been the multitask person. So I need to learn about the logistics and supply chain, even though. So my background is I'm a chemistry graduate, did my master's in the chemistry. Then with the experience and the what you call about the relativeness, I did the MBA with MGU at Next. Then furthermore, I continue my studies with Next.
Thank you, Tilan. Nice. Third master. Not bad.
Hi, I am Migare. I think you can hear all. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yes. Yes. I did my degree in physical science. Then I need to learn about management side. So I started next campus to study supply chain and management and logistic management. So this is a new field to me, but I like management. That's why I select next campus. I had experience in apparel sector. I work in Timex and Brandix. Recently, I resigned from there. Uh, that's it. Okay.
Thank you, Megara.
Okay.
Hi. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
This is Saman again. Name is Saman Mendes. So I'm the manager for retail systems. So the scope of my job role is increase the efficiency of the supply chain. So and move towards to the automation in my company within next 18 months. Purpose I joined again to next because I was studying. I completed my postgraduate diploma in 5 years back. So so that is my scope to follow the this course. So to find, I mean, give that contribution for the company. So and be competitive in the market.
Okay, thank you, Saman.
Hello, I am Shanaga.
Hi, Shanaka.
Yeah, I am working for Prima as a sales admin controller. I'm a new student to Next. This is my first lesson. Don't have any experience in logistic and supply chain, but want to upskilling and reskilling my career from the perspective of supply chain management. From my background, I am finance and but how I call is a sales admin and controlling manager, but I would like to gain the knowledge in supply chain management for better future.
Very good. Okay, so you're reskilling yourself. Very nice. Thank you.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Utpala. Hello.
Can hear you, Utpala.
Yeah, my name is Utpala Aliyanage, and I'm also a new student to Next. I'm attached to a company called Codesred Exports and handling procurement activities. I did my degree, procurement and supply chain management at ISM. As soon as I got that, I joined with MSc. So I think I made a wise decision in doing MSc to climb up my career ladder. Thank you very much.
All right, Utpala. Nice.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I am Tilan Pigera. I am works at CAMSO as a head of operation. And since 2017, I am working there. And while working to the CAMSO, I am playing the supporting role to process improvement in North America, a couple of DCs. And I completed my MBA in Kotalala Defense University. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Isn't Camso now called Michelin? No?
Yes, now it is under Michelin.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I am Pavanithan. I work for DARE and this is my first semester. And my experience has been for 10 years in retail apparel. And currently for past 3 years, my 10 years from that, like 7 years, I've been in abroad Middle East, and last 3 years I'm with Oil. So I think I'm happy that, I just able to, upgrade my skill. Like I was in a fear zone. Now I'm into a learning zone. Hopefully, this will guide my career to a next level. Thank you.
That's nice. Very good. Yes.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Samira Vikramaratne. Actually, I'm a new student for Next Campus. So currently, I'm working in Brandex Essentials as an assistant manager for fabric technical and development. So my objective is to upgrade myself to being competitive in the market.
Very good. Okay, Samira.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good morning. So my name is Kavin Karnatilaga and I did my bachelor's degree at General Sir John Kotalava Defense University, and I worked for Unilever for 2 years as a shipping executive. Currently I'm unemployed So I'm looking for a job, and this is my second semester with Next. Yes, thank you.
All right, okay. So, Kavin, are you more into procurement side?
So I did shipping and did my internship at Expo Lanka, sir. So now I'm looking for a job as a in the procurement field. Yeah, looking for a job at in procurement.
Okay, all right.
Hello. Hi, my name is Vasanti. I'm a supply chain professional working for Jiffy Products Sri Lanka. It's a manufacturing company, a multinational company which is exporting to 40 different countries. This is my first semester at Next campus. Of course, I have some association with Next because I have attended a supply chain forum that was organized by Next several years ago. So I must say that this is a very interesting session that we had so far today. Thank you so much for that, Dusty, for Dusty and also the Next team. Hope to continue and have a similar session in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vasanti. Great.
Thank you.
Others.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nazir.
Yeah, hi, Dusty. I think I met you last year also. I was keen on doing this with Jakub. I don't know if you remember me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So I was actually in the fear zone for a long time whether to do it or not. But then after that, now I'm working for Expo Lanka for almost 4 years. And we have 4 guys from here as well who is in this on this call from Expo Lanka as well. I opt in for this mainly because I'm in the logistic field and I wanted to do a path on that. So hoping for the best. Thank you.
Very, very good, Nazim. Next, who is there? What's next?
Working for ACP Foods as assistant manager. So our company has a vision of expanding its business by introducing 2 more new brands to Sri Lanka. So currently I'm doing my masters to upskill my,
All right, okay. Where do you work, Dinesh?
ACP Foods, we are the master franchisees of Subway Restaurant and Opoto Development.
All right, okay. Good.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Sarala. Currently, I'm working as a procurement officer for the company Nislanka Private Limited. Already, I followed the Bachelor of Arts degree in Kalani University. So then, I am a new member to the next campus. I would like to improve my knowledge to and advance my career. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best for you all.
Thank you, Sarala.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Senuri. I'm 22 years old. I'm a new student at Next. I'm really excited to start my course and to enter the logistics field and increase my knowledge in supply chain. Thank you.
Young we have. Good.
Hello.
Yes, Kasim, we can hear you.
Hi. Hi, I'm
Yeah.
Gayomi. Currently, I'm working at informatics. So actually, I did my bachelor's in computer science. So I'm more into IT field. So I wanted to learn more in project management. So I got several recommendations to go with Next. So this is my second semester with Next. So hope to complete this soon. Thank you.
All right. You will complete it.
Hi, Dusty. Hi, everyone. Firstly, I'm Chamindri Suribandana, and Dusty, thank you for the fruitful session in the morning. And I have done my degree at CENEC under Logistics and Transport Management, and I was employed under Expo Lanka for under the 3PL cluster for 2.5 years. And I want to upgrade. I mean, I want to upskill myself under the same sector in logistics and supply chain. So that's why I joined Next.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. This is Rajita Kahavevidana. Can you hear us? Hello. Yeah, thank you. Actually, this is my second semester in Next. I am into MSc Supply Chain Management. So I am working at Logica Private Limited, which is one of the leading 3PL company in Sri Lanka. So I have more than 15 years experience in the other leading 3PL companies in Sri Lanka, and I have worked several industry verticals. I have provided services to many multinationals as well as local. So as all said, my ambition is to uplift my skills and contribute to my company. That's all from me. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Anyone else who wants to introduce?
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Kashan Abhivardhana. I'm working in Logica Private Limited. As Rajita said, Logica is into third-party logistics. So this is my second semester. I enjoyed really well in the first semester because the way that the Next conducted the first semester, even in the virtually. So I'm here to upgrade my knowledge. I did my MBA in last year. So the MSc will again upgrade my knowledge as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Kashun. I'm going to come back to the question, Kashun, before we finish.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Hi all. Hi, I'm Udit.
Yes, sir. Can hear you.
Yeah, hi. I'm Udit Mituranga, currently working into Expo Lanka Freight at Orgodwata, and I'm fresh to Next campus. This is my first semester, and thought of doing this masters since 2019. So didn't had the chance. So I think this is the best time to finish it.
Certainly,
That's
yes.
all. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Vajira. My background is marketing and operations. I'm MBA holder for marketing, and currently I'm working for Course Red Exports. Actually, I want to upgrade my skills in my career. So I prefer to learn about logistics and supply chain. Actually, Dusty, I'm really impressed about your introduction lessons. I thought I'm taking a wise decision to do the MSc for the supply chain and logistics. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Dusty. Kasim again. Sorry about the microphone glitch. I'm actually working at Expo Lanka along with 5 other colleagues who are here. So I'm actually an MBA holder and looking forward to doing an MSc in supply chain so that I can enhance my knowledge in the industry. So
Super.
that's about it. Thank you.
Very good. I think we are seeing the whole trend of second masters happening with some colleagues for sure. And yeah, I think you'll be in a very good position to pick certain things from here. And as I said, our entire ambition here is to get you that night vision. And once I met a new group of potential students. And so after I gave my speech, some of them came and spoke to me and said, you know why I'm joining? My colleague came to Next, and now he's a changed person. How he talks, how he thinks about problems, and how he does things, he's a changed person. Now, that's something that we like to hear from your colleagues and your employers. But if they say, oh, Kasim is the same person that we had 1 year ago, that we don't like to hear. We like to hear saying, okay, he has changed. He or she has changed, because that's what we want to really hear. So that's very good. Some more.
Thank you.
Others. Who else is there?
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Yes, Buddhika.
I'm Buddhika. I'm currently working in Expo Lanka. I'm newly joined to Next Campus. The reason I choose the this program to enhance my work knowledge and career development. Thank you.
Very good.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Harshini. Currently, I'm working at Odell as a divisional merchandising manager in buying department. So I'm coming to Next with a lot of good recommendations from the alumni. And my qualification background so far is I'm having a degree in product development and fashion designing from University of Moratua. So I always wanted to expand and upgrade my skills in masters. So I think I got the best decision starting supply chain management in Next. So thank you very much and wish you all the best for all of the my batchmates. Thank you all.
Thank you, Harshini. I think we need to get to know you better with wine. You can do a class on how to drink wine. All right. Who else is there?
Hi, good morning all. This is Chandani Ranavira. Again, I'm also from Model. I work as a divisional merchant manager in buying department. Actually, I was in a fear zone so many years. I think I was planning to do my MSc in 2017. And from 2017, I got a push from my boss, Tilina Dasanayaka. I think finally I came to the right path, choosing Next to do my MSc. I think I can upgrade my skills, and we heard lot of things about Dusty. Your marvelous lecturing. I think today I got the opportunity to enjoy that lecturing, Dusty, and thank you so much. And I think I took a right decisions in my academic area. And I'm wishing all the best to all my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandni. Harshini, what did you say that you're handling at Odell? I heard it as wine category. Harshini.
Actually, I'm heading the women's wear vertical, one of the
Okay,
buying
sorry.
categories.
I heard it as wine.
No, no, no. It's a buying department.
Okay.
So sourcing and buying, and I'm handling the women's wear vertical.
All right. Okay. So I didn't hear that properly. Okay. Others? Did all of you introduce yourself? Let me check.
Dusty, I have two questions to ask you. Dusty, can I raise the two questions? The first question is, I think you handled few multinational companies. You were the managing director for Coca-Cola. Now you're the managing director for Heineken. From both the roles, which company was most challenging? That's my first question to you. Then I'll ask you the second question once you answer this.
Okay, correction. I'm the MD of Heineken, but I was more head of marketing for Coke. And I think both companies were equally challenging. Why? Because Coke at that time had very low market share and we had to grow the company. But the big issue was within the company, not outside the company. How do you make the company with good talent and good people? Heineken, our main challenge right now is about the brands and bringing Heineken to Sri Lanka. And also some of these companies, how do you really transform the company with good people and capable people? I think that's the main challenge that we have today. Because to fight out there in the market, you need the right people and the right mindset. So I would say people and brands is what we have as a challenge at Heineken. But both are very interesting assignments. Second question.
The second question is, both these companies have direct negative impacts to society in terms of health. How do you take it as a moral responsibility?
Yes, that's a good question. Coke has quite a big issues with in terms of sugar, and Heineken has an impact with alcohol. But how do you responsibly do it is the question, and I work for Ceylon Tobacco, British American Tobacco as well. Personally, if you ask me, will I go back and work for tobacco? I would say no. If someone asks me, will you go back and work for Coca-Cola? I would say no. Because I have learned where not to go again. Will I work for Heineken? I would say yes, because it's very mild beverage, not spirits. And at the same time, people have the choice to make an informed decision about whether to have beer or not to have beer. But when you really consider, most industries have a downside. Pharmaceutical companies drug people unnecessarily. If you look at our hospitals, private hospitals, I think the way they are operating is not seem to be ethical in some ways. And if you look at chemical companies, lots of environmental impact. And even if you take a company like Unilever or in FMCG, they have a huge environmental impact. Lots of companies are thinking today, how do I grow with a zero environment impact or societal impact? So, so that's how we handle it. And finally, everyone wants to be happy in life, and part of being happy is the music and the fashion that people are talking about, Odell, and also enjoying yourself. But how do you do that with the right boundaries is the real question, and how do we minimize the environmental and societal impact? So that's how we operate at Heineken, and keeping people happy. Yes.
Thank you, Dusty.
All right, we have 4 minutes more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer Kashun's question. Can we take some contents or the words to continue the final research? Will it be a problem in similarities? Kashun, can you elaborate on this question a little bit for me, Kashun?
Yeah, in the research methods, so the literature review we had to submit, right? And if we choose the subject for the final dissertation or the final research, right? Can we take the same the literature review or the induction into the final one, or will it be a problem with the similarities, or are we want to change that the content or something?
Okay. No. So you asked about the similarities index and whether it
Yeah.
will be taken as. No, not really. But the thing is, it will not be cut and pasted in the final dissertation, but the same contents will go for the final dissertation. You might rewrite a little bit and expand on that, but that will not be a problem at all. But the effort that you put and what you write will not go a waste in the final dissertation.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, so super. We are just 2 minutes away. So thank you very much for being in the class and participating today. I want to tell you a couple of things for next week. When you come next week for the class, try and get 2 printouts of the assessments, the poster and the lit review. It's in the Moodle. So so number 1, printouts of the 2 assessments, poster and literature review. Please bring to class. We have to discuss that. Number 2, think of some business problems, right? So think of some business problems you may have and would like to address in your research. 2 to 3 business problems are good, and we can have a discussion and help you with that. So these are the 2 things for next week. Printouts of the 2 assessments, post and the literature review, so that we can have a discussion. Number 2 is think of some business problems you may have and would like to address, so that we can turn those business problems into our research issues. So that's what we have. All right. So thank you, everyone, and have a good balance of Sunday and enjoy the rest of the classes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.